And hello there at 9 o'clock on this Wednesday evening. It's Tim Buckley with you. We are tracking, of course, the winter storm across North Carolina. Not a major event for our area, but as we kind of have been saying throughout the week here, a light to moderate snowfall was likely. We did end up getting that, although for a while it looked like maybe we would not, at least this time. But we ended up getting about 1 to 2 inches in parts of the area, a little bit less off to the west. We're still keeping our News 2 weather impact alert. Why? Well, I do have some concerns still for, number one, slick roadways. That's the case now and overnight tonight and into tomorrow morning. But on top of that, a snow burst. What do we mean by that? Just kind of a brief couple-hour period where there could be a few snow showers in the area. It'd be very cold and it could stick when it falls down. So that's tomorrow morning, and so be alert. Take it slow out there. And if you do go out and about on your regular morning commute, allow a lot of extra space between you and the other cars and go very slowly on those overpasses. Kind of be thinking about your typical route on a morning commute. How often are you on bridges and overpasses? Those are the type of spots that tend to have problems with this kind of a weather setup. Notice the temperature. We've been in the mid-20s for a long time. It's been that cold since this afternoon, and so that's giving everything a long time to really chill down. The temperature on the roads, on the pavement, if you will, it's going down overnight tonight, and that's going to mean that anything that falls as snowfall tomorrow is going to have an easier time sticking once it starts to happen. We got some decent snowfall in Burlington earlier today as we took a look on our time lapse out that way. At this point, though, late on the evening, all of that snowfall has pretty much come to pass and is no longer falling from the sky. Here's how it looked in Greensboro earlier today. We had some really impressive snowfall rates at one point in time. This was mostly between noon and around 5 o'clock. That was when we got most of our snowfall today. And the measurement across Greensboro, right about 1.5 inches for our area. The temperatures today were, of course, way below our averages, which are now at 33 for the low and 54 for the high. Sunset, if you've been keeping track, those days keep getting longer. It's at 6:05 right now. Pretty pictures across the region today. Lots of nice scenes as well. My favorites, though, are kind of always these. I don't know what brings out the Cardinals in the snowfall, if they just like to go out when it's snowing or if we just notice them more when it's red against white. But either way, looking nice across the area today. These are just some select reports of some snow totals across the area. We'll continue to find more of these and make a more comprehensive list as we go through tonight and into tomorrow. But take a look. Who's at number one? Well, how about Snow Camp for a change? Snow Camp is a small town in the southern half of Alamance County. They picked up about 2.5 inches. So did Mebane. Graham was right around 2 inches as well. Randleman over in Randolph County, about 1.5 over that way. You know, Burlington was around 1 to 2 inches as well. Asheboro right around 1 inch to 1.5 inches. Greensboro, same story there, about 1 inch to 1.5 inches across the city. Kernersville was about 1 inch, so was High Point. Winston-Salem a little bit less. Rockingham County a little bit less as well as you go farther north. Lexington should have been around about 1 inch or so too. Now, adding everything up, remember we've had a couple of small snowfall events throughout the course of our winter. We've had December, January, and now February. Each one of those months picking up some small totals. And if you add them up all together here, well, we're just over 4 inches. That's the case for our winter season, 2024 through 2025. Of course, that's below our average. It's actually about half of the snow that we typically see, or maybe not so much typically, but on average, that's the number, okay? You go back to 1903, you find all the winters, you do the math on that, it averages out to being about 8 inches. Now, more snow fell in the Raleigh area. This was the view, or is the live view, I should say, over at the airport there. Seems like operations are still going all right. They've got the crews working hard to keep things open. Now, this is the case a little bit farther north and a little bit farther east up in Roxboro, North Carolina. Roads seem to be pretty slick. They've probably had some attention there, but you do notice snow sticking to the roadways. Does your neighborhood look like this? There could be some slick spots in our neck of the woods tonight and tomorrow morning, especially in the areas that got more snow. So if you're in Chatham County, Alamance County, Caswell County, I think you're probably going to have the toughest time with slick spots developing on the roadways and kind of staying there for a little while longer. This is how the storm looks right now. Again, as of about 9 o'clock this evening, You'll notice the back edge to any precipitation is moving off to the east. It is still quite a snowstorm. They've already had about 8 inches of snow up in the Norfolk, Virginia Beach area up that way. Good amount of icing conditions in eastern North Carolina, and just regular old rain down the coast in South Carolina and Georgia. Here locally, we're mostly done with any snow showers across our region, at least for this part of the storm. They are pushing off to the east of us, and really none of these would provide any more additional accumulation. We talked about the coast. There's southeast North Carolina. A little bit of snow potentially in the Fayetteville area, changing over from ice. It's still rain, though, down in the coastal areas. Now, the beaches of the Outer Banks, that's a different story. They've had some decent snowfall up at the Avalon Pier. We were just looking at that camera in our newsroom. Kill Devil Hill's getting some snow as well, and they're really getting a whole lot of it in northeast North Carolina, from Ahoskie to Elizabeth City up to Norfolk and Virginia Beach, as we said. That's where a lot of that snow is still coming down. And when we show you this radar, by the way, the whitish colors represent snow, and those darker blues, that indicates those heavier bursts, right? So those are going to be those areas that are getting more snow, adding up a little bit more quickly. So as this storm goes away, what are we left with? Well, it's not going to come back, of course. That is going away. And really, our storm system is done, but there's another one coming. And we wouldn't call this a big storm. More or less, it's just a trough of low pressure. You can think of it like a mini cold front almost. We're already cold here, but there's an extra push of cold air that's headed our way, and it'll be happening early tomorrow morning. So the timing on this is about 7 a.m. through about 10 a.m. When it pushes through, there's enough power to it that it should be able to kick up a couple of snow showers across our area. Let's take a look here. That cold and windy weather is blowing in, and we'll see sunshine for tomorrow afternoon. But in the morning time, that's when you can encounter a couple of those snow showers that might stick and make some more extra slick spots across the area. The rest of the week should be sunny and cold. No issues really with the weather, but some slick spots could still remain on the shady streets out there that don't get a lot of sunshine. Let's look at your futurecast. So early tomorrow morning, what are we looking at? This would be the 6 a.m. time frame there. Temperatures are in the 20s. Plenty of time for any standing water or wet spots or snow on area roads to refreeze. So we're already looking at possible slick spots early tomorrow morning. And you can see by 7, what's happening? Well, you do have some of these snow showers kind of moving our way across parts of the foothills, and that could be putting down a little bit of extra snow. By 8 to 9 o'clock, they're moving through the Triad. So this could impact the morning commute. If you have some moderate snowfall going on the interstates right around the busiest time of the morning, we've seen that before. It doesn't end well. It's usually not a good thing. And there would be some slick spots that develop from this, even if it's just a 1/4 of an inch to a 1/2 inch. People going 60 miles an hour on the highway, they could have issues, all right? So this is something to watch for early tomorrow morning. If you want to wait it out, just wait till noon. It'll all be gone. And not only will it be gone, the sun will come out. So we actually have a really nice clearing for that second half of the day. But we're serious about this. There is a snow burst potential between 7 and 10. Mind that, be watchful of it, because it could cause some real issues. Remember, the roads could already be slick and icy, especially on the bridges. You add a little bit of a layer of snow to that, and you could have some problems. The wind will be a bit of an annoyance tomorrow. By the afternoon, it'll be quite gusty. The morning's not that windy, but behind that, remember, it's kind of a cold front. That colder air really rushing in here from the north and west. Winds gusting at around 25 to 30 miles per hour for a good chunk of the second half of the day. So we're going to be looking at windy and cold weather, but the sun coming out for the end of Thursday. Just to show you this on a wider view, that snow burst could be affecting the Charlotte area as well, even parts of South Carolina. Can't completely rule out them getting a couple of snowflakes, which is something they really didn't get to enjoy or see with this particular system. So just to sum it all up for you, here's your timeline for the rest of this event. Overnight, the roads are pretty much dry. However, some icy spots could develop as the temperature drops and we lose the power of warmth from the sunshine. Today, even behind the clouds, the sun can help the roads to stay wet. For tomorrow morning, watching that snow burst. It won't last that long, but it could bring an impact. Want to watch for that. It'll be scattered across the area. Thankfully, we didn't have to worry about freezing rain around here. That's the good news. That will continue out east. Our winter impacts are pretty much done at this point, aside from the lingering slick roadways. That's why we keep our alert through midday tomorrow. After that, we will have to still watch if there are any roads that continue to have snow on them. There could be some slick spots through Friday morning and maybe even into Saturday morning. But overall, we're warming up. The sunshine is working out there, and we'll be in the 60s by next week. Temperatures getting a bit more spring-like.